Have you ever posted something online thinking that only your friends would see it? Well, what if I told you that the person that you would least expect is watching every move you make? So I wanted to come on here and just encourage you guys again with another video with just some real life experiences and stories on a story and a situation that happened to me that pertains to this topic, and how it could be very impactful and maybe inspirational to you guys as well. And so the reason I'm touching on this topic of like you never know who's watching is because it's totally true. I'm sure there's many people out there right now that have no idea that I'm watching their content or their stuff. And I'm a pretty silent, I would say, engager for the most part. Like, I have my core group of people, friends, colleagues, creatives that I engage with, but then there are certain people that I have my eye on, and I, watch their content or might just keep an eye on what they're doing, whether that's because I'm interested in potentially working with them or collaborating with them in the future, or involving them in one of my brands or companies, or maybe I just find them a little motivational, inspirational, and it's kind of like this box that gets checked when, most people, they eat in lunch and they're gonna go watch a piece of content. They kind of have their typical go-to person that they might go and see if they dropped a new video. But basically, I'm saying this to say, I once did a short film that caught the eye of a Hollywood movie producer, in which to this day has impacted my life drastically. And I'm gonna get into that story right now. So I wanna say in about 2017, I did a short film called The Strangers. The Strangers is a popular horror film, one of my favorites, that came out in 2008. And I was such a fan that I wanted to do my own fan film, Strangers film. And so a group of friends and I went up to a cabin up north to shoot this short film, and really had no motive or deeper purpose for it beyond just wanting to go make a cool short film with my friends, something I was passionate about. And I think that's something that is important to note as well, is like when you're working on things that you're passionate about, like that end result, like it really comes through on the back end, and people can see that and identify that. And so I think me being passionate about The Strangers and doing this short film is a direct result of like what comes on the back end of once I release the short film. So put the film together, direct, shot, edited it. We shot it in like one night, and then a couple scenes the next morning. And I tried to just pay homage to the original with, in terms of style and lighting and characters. But I did my own kind of spin on it, where it was kind of like how Dollface became Dollface, and it was like an origin story. And the short film is called Strangers Origins. And I put the film out, and it did well. It was received well by my YouTube following, my audience. And then I want to say it was probably about 2 to 3 weeks later, maybe around 3 weeks later, I'm sitting at my desk and I get a random email, and I open it up and it says, "Hey, my name is Roy Lee. I just saw your Stranger short film. I produced the original movie. Great work." And it was pretty much that was the email. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I didn't even register. I didn't even think there's no way the producer of that movie is emailing me right now. And funny enough, I kind of dismissed the email. I was like, oh, thank you. Something super short like that. And I sent off the email, and then all of a sudden it registered okay, well, I have the movie poster in my room, or my movie room. And I went into the movie room to look at the movie poster, and sure enough, at the bottom, the movie poster, produced by Roy Lee, Vertigo Entertainment Production, which Roy Lee is the owner of Vertigo Entertainment. And yeah, go back to the email, Roy Lee, Vertigo Entertainment. I was like, oh my gosh, this is him. So I sent another email back thank you, glad you enjoyed it. And we kind of got to talking back and forth in an email exchange. He was like, hey, if you're ever in LA and you have some time, I would love for you to come by the office and, chat about, is there any original ideas that you have? And, so we scheduled a time to go meet, and I went down to their offices in Hollywood and got to meet and talk with Roy and sit in his office and see all of these incredible movies and movie posters and awards on the walls, and just sat in his office talking to him one-on-one. And I remember so vividly him telling me, like, hey, if you can bring me a horror film, like a horror short film that, one, shows me you can do the job, two, is an original idea, and three, that scares me, I can get you a $5 million feature. I can get you a feature. And, he brought up a couple stories that I had already known about. Like, I think the biggest example, David Sandberg of Pony Smasher YouTube channel, his short film Lights Out got picked up, $5 million budget. He ended up directing the feature and has gone on to do some amazing things like Annabelle Creation and Shazam and whatnot. And, he was telling me that story, which I told him I was very familiar with. And he's just basically like, yeah, that, if you can bring me a short film that's an original idea, scares me, shows me you can do the job, I'll get you that feature. And so over the years, I've worked on a bunch of short films. I have a playlist on this channel, should you want to watch it, of all my short films. There's probably like 12 to 15 different short films in there, maybe more. Most of them in the horror thriller genre. That's just what I enjoy and what I like. And, over the years, I've been really close on some things, and but every time I make a short, I'll send it his way. What do you think of this? He responds back like, hey, we have something like that already in the works, or not quite it, try again. So nothing has materialized yet, but that door is open, that connection is open. That is someone that, if I were to go email right now, a new idea, a new short, he would give me his feedback. He would let me know what he thinks. And that's what's so important, is these relationships and doors that all you need to do is creak them open, right? You just need to open them a little bit, but you have to take initiative to get those doors open. And so while nothing has happened yet, I have no doubt that at some point in my future, something of note will transpire from that connection, that engagement, that opportunity. And so I just continue to work on ideas. I have a folder of just all these different feature film ideas, short film ideas, whether it's a short description, synopsis, logline, a deck, and maybe nothing will ever materialize with Roy, but I think it's important to note that, like, just continue to work on your craft and put it out there. Don't be scared to put it out there, because had I one, been scared to take the chance to go make a short film, this would have never happened. But then B, if I would have never put it out there and promoted it, it would have never happened. And so you never know who's watching, and maybe they're not even watching right now, but that piece of content that you put out there, that film, that commercial, the whatever it is, now gets those eyes on you, and now they are watching. And so you just never know who's watching. You never know who could be watching. All it takes is one piece to change your life forever. For real. That has happened to me time and time again, to the fact that to the very first music video I did. I had never made a music video, put it out there. And from that moment on, my career as a music video director, as a music video director took off and transpired into the hundreds of music videos, the Buff Nerds YouTube channel with almost 1 million subscribers and hundreds of millions of views, which led to, Prism Lens Effects, Tropicolor, the studios. All of that happened because of that one moment where I made a music video. Someone happened to see me film that music video that night, and then saw it a week or two later when we put it on YouTube, contacted me, and that was the moment where I was like, oh, I think I could do music videos. And I was in school and I just started doing music videos, all because of that moment, and that person that saw me and then reached out to me like, hey, I saw this, I need a video. And it just got the wheels turning. Oh, here we go. This is an opportunity. And so, yeah, I want to use this video as motivation and inspiration for y'all to not get down if you put out a film, a commercial, a piece of content, whatever, and it doesn't do well. Beyond just the financial and personal opportunities, you don't know whose life you're positively impacting. I mean, I get messages all the time about like, hey, please don't ever stop doing this or this. Like, you motivate me, you inspire me from afar. You know, I look to you as a mentor. Like, so you might get in your own head of like, hey, nobody's watching, nobody cares, but they do. People do care, and there are people that are watching you. So I think it's important to just not, you know, get so down on yourself if you're not getting the feedback or attention that you think you want or you need or deserve. And so I say this and touch on this video and this topic because you never know who's watching. You never know how one piece of content is going to change your life. And you never know whose life you're positively impacting for the better that's watching you and your work and everything that you're doing. So keep posting, keep working, keep putting yourself out there, keep promoting your art. Don't just post it once and stop. Like, be relentless with it. Because if you're not your biggest supporter and fan and promoter of your work and art, then who will be? No one. So you gotta take control and action of that. So hopefully this video helps just motivate you guys, and appreciate y'all for watching. If you got a question, drop it in the comments below. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And if you guys like these real, like, just raw talks, if you have a topic you want me to maybe touch on, or you just like them in general, drop a comment below. Would love to hear your thoughts on these videos. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.